internet radio home of the anti-Oscar podcast. It is the Michael Sasson Show, the internet radio's #1 show when you don't want to watch Hollywood phonies being Hollywood phonies. Or if you're listening on Tuesday on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com, you already know who won Best Picture, Best Sound, Best Everything, Best Herpes Vaccination, whatever they gave out. You know it already, and guess what? You probably didn't watch the movie anyway. My name is Mike Sasson. It is the Mike Sasson Show, live on Facebook Live, or again, you might be listening on TuneIn Radio, or at www.riversedgepgh.com, or on many of the podcast formats, either iTunes, SoundCloud, or Google Play, or you might be just it might be an aura. You might not even lead it. You just might feel it. You might be just walking around greater Pittsburgh, and then all of a sudden you feel a great sense of euphoria, and that is the Mike Sasson Show. And to assist me in bringing you that euphoria is the best internet radio producer in the history of internet radio, 5-time winner of top internet producer in the world, Alex Clemens.
What up?
What up, Alex? Bringing the streets into the beautiful Millvale, Pennsylvania studios of Mr. Small's Theater. Again, on this episode, we'll be talking about how my nephew, MJ, Matthew James, is already an amazing athlete. I'm going to talk about the fact that Facebook apparently thinks my show is pornography, and the fact that both I and Alex did something to our hair. I think mine was a little bit more drastic, and I think that most people noticed it right away. But again, Alex did something slight to her hair. So if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can see, but we'll be posting those on the Mike Sasson Show Instagram page. Did we already do that?
What?
Did we already post on the Instagram page your wonderful new hair?
No, I wanted to be a surprise for the show.
Oh, okay. So later on, we're going to be doing that. And also, we're going to be talking about the fact that I might have spent a little bit too much money on Metallica tickets. So, all sorts of good stuff. Are we all ready? We all set? Is audio ready? Are we super cool?
We're always ready, Mike.
Always ready. That's what's great about this show. We're always ready. Again, as I mentioned before, my nephew is now a little over 2 weeks old, and I'm going to show Alex a video.
Is he getting gray hairs yet?
Almost. He has hair already, which is pretty cool. But my brother sent me this video, and just so you understand, it might be the cutest thing in the history of the world. Now, as you know, parents are always very, very competitive about their kids, especially because they sit there, especially when they're at their infant stage. How quickly do they do one thing? How quickly do they do, how do they start, they take their first step? How quickly do they start eating solid foods? How quickly do they start listening to, heavy metal music? Whatever. Yeah. Now, I will show you this video. It's a minute long. It's of MJ. So you can grab the phone. You can watch it. Just give him play-by-play. He's on his tummy.
Baby is on the floor. Yeah. On his face.
On his face, and then you hear my brother a little bit. He's giving coaching up because he's a former linebacker.
Got it. Come on.
He's trying to push his legs up.
Yep.
He's trying to get in a crawling stance.
Yep.
He's ready to fight. He's ready to fight.
Nah, he's ready to get in a 4-point.
Yeah, that. He's doing that. I think he gave up.
Be worn out after this.
Yeah.
Aw, he just waved. Kind of. I don't think he meant to do that.
Oh, yeah!
There he goes.
He rolled over.
The baby rolled over at 2 weeks.
Is that when does that normally happen?
3 to 5 months.
I don't know baby things.
3 to 5 months a baby's supposed to roll over, and MJ did it in 2 weeks. He's like the most elite baby in the history of babies.
The most elite baby.
There's no, most of you, if you're a parent out there, you think that your kid is special. Guess what? I'm here to tell you, wrong.
Oh, that's
but
nice.
MJ, on the other hand, rolling over 2 weeks, and he's premature. He should still be inside his mother right now.
I think that it's probably a sign. That's probably why he was premature. He was like, I am ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this shit.
Yeah,
I can't wait any longer.
I've got to know if Shape of Water does well at the Oscars. He needed to get it going.
Yes, absolutely.
And also, this weekend was the Combine. So I think you wanted to watch the NFL Combine too.
Yeah.
Which is, if you've never watched the NFL Combine, it'll make you an NFL fan.
Will it?
Because there's nothing better than watching young men in their underwear run 40-yard dashes.
Why are they in their underwear?
Because they're in like Under Armour. They want to be sleek and they want to show off their physique. So they're in like...
They're not shirtless though.
No, but they are in... I told you about this last year that there is actually... They all get them in a big ballroom, all the scouts, and they all sit there with their notepads, and they bring in the players shirtless, only wearing essentially their shorts, and everyone just judges their physiques.
Right.
Which you said last year, and I don't know if you've changed your idea, you would love to do this for the Steelers.
Yes.
You would be.
I don't know if I'd be very good at judging what they need, though. You know what I mean? I could judge what I need. I don't know if I could judge what the Steelers need for their team.
Yes, but you could. Well, how would you judge the men? What would you be their first? Like, what would you rank highest in terms of a man's physique when going into the NFL? Alex,
when going into the NFL or for me?
For you, you're the scout. What are you looking for?
Arms.
Arms.
Yeah, looking at their arms.
You want them to be muscular? Or do you want them to be tight? Do you want them to be big?
They definitely have to be muscular, but not too big.
Okay.
You know?
You don't want Hulk Hogan's like 19-inch pythons.
Right, because then we'd have to buy some new uniforms.
Okay.
We can't do that.
But where do you rank butts? Because you're a big butt guy.
Right, but they're not super crucial for the NFL. You know?
Yeah, they are. They need to have explosiveness. They need to be able to jump and have good suddenness. That's the whole thing.
I feel like their thighs and stuff, are a little bit more descriptive of that.
They need butts.
Than butts.
They need butts, and they cannot lie.
Football players don't even have the best butts.
I understand that you are a huge fan of the hockey players' butts
because they have better butts.
You know what? Overall, I don't think many Steelers come into your store.
No, not really.
See, because they don't. You get more of the hockey players coming into your store.
Yes, because they love me.
They love you. Have
really
many talked to you?
Yeah.
Like they've gone, but I mean, like, I'm not saying like they've asked you, like, hey, where's the bathroom? I'm talking like specifically come up to you and said, hey, Alex, I'm a guy from Canada. What's up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that sounds like a lie.
They do that all the time.
Okay, well,
they already know my name walking into the store somehow.
No, I'm saying, have any come back and been like, you said they love you? Have they have any come back and just been like, hey, Alex, I'm here with my brother, and we're gonna buy more shirts and stuff like that? None of them done that?
No.
Well, do you hope that the new hair will suddenly create that kind of buzz in the Penguins locker room?
Yeah.
Let's get right to it.
Did you see that? Did you see that girl with the orange hair at that store? And they'd be like, no. Like, oh, I gotta go see it.
And it's orange. Is that the technical color you told the person to make it?
Yes, the technical color.
But I mean, like, sometimes you go to like Lowe's and they say, oh, I just need orange, and they're like 15 shades of orange.
Well, I showed her pictures more to describe the color rather than just saying orange.
What pictures did you show her?
Pictures of other people.
Oh, okay. You didn't like show an orange?
Not like swatches, no.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, okay, let's get it out. If you're watching right now, and we'll post the pictures on the Instagram. Alex changed her hair color.
What?
She's now orange.
Yes.
Officially orange. What made you go this route?
One of my friends a couple months ago was like, Alex, I was like, what color should I dye my hair next? And they were like, orange. I was like, okay.
So it was that in depth. It was that quick.
It was that in depth, yes.
Yeah, you were just
I looked up some pictures and I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Have you ever been orange before?
No, never like this bright. I mean, my hair's been kind of orange, but not on purpose.
So this is the official first time that you have been orange. Now, what famous orange hair dolls or like people are you
dolls?
There's been some orange hair dolls.
Famous.
Like,
dolls?
Kids play with orange hair dolls. I guess there's like Barbie orange. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't play with Barbies.
I figured people would have been first before dolls.
I don't know.
People have been telling me that girl from The Fifth Sense, Lilu.
That was one of the most... I remember watching that movie because it seems like a cool movie because it has Bruce Willis and it had Mila Jovovich or whatever when she was like a supermodel. She was like 20 years old at the time. Sure. Yeah, she was like... She had orange hair.
Yeah.
She was... And that movie was painfully bad.
I've never seen that movie, and so people keep telling me this, and I've seen pictures of her before, and I'm like, I feel like she looks kind of scary, in the movie. I was like, I hope I don't look that scary as her. She has like some weird haircut, and she always looks really sweaty.
Yeah, she was running around a lot in that movie. It's a horrible film. I tried to watch it. It's like that she's the fifth Sense, or the fifth. It's the Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Yeah, we almost combined 2 Bruce Willis movies with Sense.
Yeah.
But
or that girl, the girl from Paramore, Haley Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, that and I think that was it that I've gotten so far.
Alrighty.
And just a better version of myself.
All right. Well, just comment away. Tell Alex if you enjoy the hair, or what color do you think she should go next. So I think that's what we should have the listeners, the viewers.
Poll, yes.
Yeah, we should say who wants to be next. Now, again, I have slightly changed. I got a haircut this week as well.
Yes.
The beard has been shaved off pretty much down to where I'm more into the. I now look like the unemployed dad.
Right.
That's where I am right now.
Yeah. You
Now,
just got laid off a couple days ago.
yeah, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna, wake up at noon and eat, Cocoa Pebbles out of the box.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah. And just so everyone knows the backstory with my haircut. Well, the haircut.
Please tell us, Mike.
The haircut was just flat out. I was in the chair and I was just like, yeah, just do it too, but leave the whatever on top. That's all that was.
Wow.
Thank you. It was a great story. I understand everyone's enthralled. But the beard was a little different. Because I'm right-handed, when I try to make sure that, because I grow hair everywhere. If I did not shave, I would have hair on my eyeballs. It's everywhere.
Right.
So I have to take the razor and still kind of do the cheeks a little bit, all that kind of stuff. And I can never get it precise. I can never get it where the right and the left are both the same.
So you got it done with your haircut?
No.
Oh.
So what happened is that would only been smart.
Yeah.
Instead, I get the clippers. And I go, and I'm like, okay, that looked okay. This side's a little, and it got to the point to where the one on the right was okay, but the one on the left was to a point to where I was like, okay, I look like an idiot right now.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of I had to go someplace in 15 minutes. So the only thing that I possibly could do to make it even presentable was just kind of go with the Don Johnson 5-day growth look. That's the only thing. So this beard look is a mistake.
So what did this teach you, Mike?
That I still look good, because I've gotten a lot of people that have said that I look good. So maybe the universe wanted this for me, and or I should maybe have the barber do the trimming thing.
I was going to say maybe don't shave your beard 15 minutes before you have to go somewhere.
No.
That's probably a key thing. What if you really fucked up? I guess you could just shave it all off.
Yes.
And then
I look like a 12-year-old again.
Yeah.
Because even though I am in my 40s, when I shave my beard completely, I look pretty much the same except for a little gray hair. If I dyed my hair, if I did the whole Sasson blue or whatever I don't know what it is, the gray hair thing, whatever. Yeah. If I did that and shaved, and went back in time and just went back to 1997.
Yeah.
No one would know any difference except for the fact that I'm smaller now than when I played college football. But in terms of look, they'd just been like, oh, Sass lost some weight.
Yeah.
Which is not, I think is good, but to be honest, it just means that I think in 1997 I looked awful. So
you're getting better with age?
Well, that's the thing. I looked like I was 40 when I was.
So that's not good.
I don't know. It's one of those things where Louis C.K. did a joke about it that. He says, I look like a good 45-year-old. I'm not 45, but Louis C.K. at the time, I look like a
I just want to specify, everyone, that I'm not 45.
He goes, I look like a good 45-year-old, but I look like this when I was 17. So I grew into this. I think I'm the same thing. I didn't look like I was a good 21, 22-year-old, but
yeah.
I kept the same look because I make the joke, and I really do think this is true, fat don't crack. Because there's very few wrinkles, because the chubbiness is making sure that the wrinkles are filled in. Whereas there's a lot of friends of mine that are the same age as me, and if you want me, I can point them out on Facebook. They look awful.
I thought you were going to say, get fat, don't do crack. That was the explanation to that.
No, here's the thing. If you get fat, then do crack, because what's the point? That would be my thing. That would be my PSA.
What's the point of living? Or what's the point of not doing it?
What's the point of living? I don't know. If you're fat, then do crack, because then you have lots of... Because if you do crack when you're thin, then you look really bad. But if you do crack when you're chubby, then all of a sudden you have a little bit of wiggle room.
Right.
And, then you look okay.
It helps you out.
Exactly. If you start doing meth when you're thin, that's when you look bad.
Well, I feel like meth is a little bit different, only because, like, don't people with meth, like, scratch their faces off and stuff, you know?
But if you're fat, then there's lots of thing to scratch off. I don't know. I don't know anything about science.
I don't think meth is ever really a good thing. Crack, fine. Meth, no.
That's how bad meth is.
Where we draw the line.
Yeah, that's how bad meth is. It's made crack into, like, a recreational drug. Because, like, back in the 80s, crack was, like, the worst thing in the history of the world. If you smoked crack once, then you'd take a gun and you'd, like, kill everyone in your family.
Jesus.
Now everyone's just like, oh, he just does crack? Oh, he could be president. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's cool. He's cool.
It means nothing anyway. So, speaking of crack, the people who run Facebook must be on it. So, because last week, I wanted to get this show to more people, so I was going to pay for us to, boost the sales, whatever.
Because we're loaded.
Because we're loaded, because I got big time bank. And I'll talk about that a little later, how much bank I have. But we have big time budget. So I was going to, like, for $10, make it that, like, 2,000 people would see it and people in other cities and all this other kind of stuff. Except when I did it, they sent me a message. Now, Alex, I know you're blind as a bat.
I can read this one. It's large letters.
Okay, read what they sent back to me.
They said, your ad wasn't approved because it does not follow our advertising policies for advertising adult products or services. We don't allow images or videos that show nudity or cleavage, even if it's portrayed for artistic or educational reasons. Why? Also, how to fix. We suggest using a different image or video and checking that the destination link, well, that doesn't matter. And you can appeal it.
But okay.
Just in case.
Okay, we had Aaron Kleiber, me, and you.
I must have been showing way too much cleavage. I don't even remember what I was wearing.
Yeah, did you have, like, one of your boobies hanging out?
I don't know.
Going
apparently.
on? Yeah.
I don't even feel like I was wearing a low-cut shirt last week.
Yeah, maybe they were talking about my cleavage.
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
Aaron was showing some
That's probably
some
what
chest.
it was. It was your cleavage.
But again,
Maybe they thought that your two hands together
were just giant boobs. Yeah.
That could be very
This
likely.
racked my brain. That sounds like we were, like, making pornography. That's
I was. Did you try and post, like, the whole show?
the whole show. Yeah.
The whole show. Yeah, I don't know. And also, why don't they want nudity even if it's portrayed for artistic or educational reasons?
Like if we were, like, doing, like, a breast examination to save women's lives.
Or like an anatomy lesson.
Yeah.
Because we do that on podcasts.
We absolutely do that. We showed this program should be showed in schools.
Absolutely.
I think this program should be shown instead of going to church on Sundays. Anyways, okay, but Alex, I'm literally racking my brain. I don't know what we did last week to justify essentially Facebook, a major corporation, saying that we're smut peddlers.
Even if, like, I was gonna say, even if we did, like, I don't think we've ever showed, like, just a picture of, like, straight boobs. Either,
No,
you know
it's
what I mean?
always been cleavage. It's always been a woman in a bikini. It's always been very
never
tasteful.
just, like, straight boobs.
No.
Even when we showed penises, we blurred them out with people's faces.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think that Facebook is just getting a little too
Little uppity.
I was gonna say a little pussy.
Yeah. That now we're gonna be. They're gonna detect that word.
Damn.
And now we're gonna be all.
Maybe that's why. Maybe we swear too much.
But it doesn't say anything about that.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about swearing. It doesn't say anything about language. It says that we showed nudity or cleavage.
Well, good thing we covered up today. Also, we're totally matching right now.
I know.
How cute.
Or just
Imagine that we're both wearing black long sleeve shirts. This is like the first time that's ever happened.
I know. Normally, you can pretty much guess what color I'm going to wear, but
I know.
I think it just brings
But
out.
I am surprised about this long sleeve thing, Mike. I don't even know what's happening. I don't usually see you in long sleeves.
Okay, full disclosure, I forgot my coat somewhere else, and I just needed something because it's cold outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
Cool.
Something else that's cool is the fact that for the first time in 14 years, Metallica is coming to Pittsburgh.
What?
Now, a couple things that I saw this past week that I thought were really strange because Metallica's coming to Pittsburgh. Again, there was a lot of Twitter action, like, hey, Metallica's coming to Pittsburgh. But I thought the weirdest one was when Star 100.7, which I'm going to use a little bit of a radio word, is a hot AC station, which means they play like Duran Duran and Taylor Swift and stuff like that.
Yeah. Best music.
Yeah, announced that Metallica was coming, which I thought was a little odd on their Twitter, to make sure that the housewives and the doctor's offices that play Star 100.7 could know that Metallica is coming.
You never know who's listening. They just wanted to be safe. But I feel like if they didn't, they'd be like, why didn't you tell us Metallica was coming? I want to go to that show.
But, okay, here's the thing. That station has never played a Metallica song.
Oh, I'm sure,
ever.
yeah. Yeah. But, you never know that your listeners don't want to know.
So you're saying what the point is they're trying to tell their listeners, hey, Metallica's coming, so if they're at work, because mostly the people that listen to these stations, like they're geared towards, because I work for one of the hot AC stations, they are geared for women aged 35 to 49.
That's what people call me.
Hot AC?
Because it's my initials.
There you go. There you go. Hot AC station, hot AC. That would be your radio nickname.
Yeah.
Some program director would want you to be like, we're going to call you Hot AC.
Yes.
All right, do a break, Hot AC, telling that Taylor Swift is coming at Heinz Field. Ready and go.
Hey, it's Hot AC.
All right, you already lost me. You already lost me. I'm
can't
leaving
do
right
a
now.
radio voice.
I'll do it. Hey, coming at you, Star 100.7. Hey, I'm here with Hot AC. Guess what's happening? It's going to be October 18th. It's going to be Metallica, the PPJ Paints Arena. It's the first time in 14 years that the boys from Metallica have been in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a great event. I'm going to be there giving away Star 100.7 bumper stickers. Next up, we've got some Cool in the Gang with Celebration.
I can't even think of like a woman's radio voice, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very stereotypical, like, men's, like, all radio voice, but like, what would a woman's be?
Here's, like, if you want to really get knee deep into how women are portrayed on radio, they are viewed as essentially the quote unquote the voice of reason.
Right.
So you actually have a very good radio voice, but what they would ask you if you ever got like a radio job on a hot AC station, they'd have like two dudes who would be like, John and Lou in the morning, they're nuts. And then Alex, make sure the boys stay in line. And so you would be like, your voice you'd have to act like the shrillest, like, woman that hated fun. Like, you'd have to be like, guys, quit, like, enjoying life.
But Mike.
There, right there. That is a perfect voice for radio in most major cities.
I do not like fun. So like I'm going to radio.
Like, you could never admit that you've ever had sex. You could never admit that you drink beer.
Why would I?
You could never admit that. Yeah, you've never admit that all you do all day is go to cooking classes and wait for your husband to get home, who makes a mess. Oh, I can't believe it. Ladies, tell them how terrible it is when you've had a 4-course meal ready to go, and then your husband comes on, and then you've got to take the kids to soccer practice. This is Hot AC.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
You're ready to go. So Metallica. So again, I'm pumped. I would say Metallica is either one of my 2 or 3 favorite bands. I've seen Metallica live 4 times. I'm thinking, hey, let's do it a 5th.
Let's do it.
So I went and I was going to buy 2 tickets because I was going to buy one for me and then one for a friend to be named later. Because I was going to be like, dude, I got the 2 tickets.
And hopefully you find a friend by that point.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, most of the people that like Metallica who are friends of mine have like kids and are officially dead most of the time. Oh. So, like, I did ask you and you were just like, no.
I literally threw up in the middle of our conversation.
Yeah, you were just like, I'd rather take pokers into my ears and smash them. And I'm like, okay, I won't let you go.
Yeah, I think that's a direct quote.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm gonna change my hair color to think I'm a different person,
so I don't have to go.
Yeah, so I don't have to go. All right, so who is right now your favorite band in the world?
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite band. That's like the worst question for me.
I know.
I just listen to other people's music or like music that I've listened to for my whole life.
Okay, whose music you've listened to your whole life?
I don't know, like Cher.
Okay, Cher. Cher's coming PPG Paints Arena.
I already saw her at PPG Paints.
Okay, how much would you pay for a ticket right now?
Probably like 70. Just for one ticket.
Yeah.
Probably like $70 to $100.
Okay. I paid with fees for my Metallica ticket.
Well, let me guess.
What?
It was a one.
Yeah.
$167.
$175.
Wow, I'm really good. That was pretty close.
So let me ask you, I mean, the ticket was $138, but then Ticketmaster tacks on like all these fees.
Yeah.
Like there's the fee for like processing it, and then the fee for, even making me smell good, and then there's the fee for making sure that the place isn't on fire, and then there's like 97 fees, and that got up to approximately $175.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to be holding on to a $175 ticket and waiting for some guy to come. So I just bought the one. And then, you know what? I'll find friends who are going, and then we'll go to a place beforehand, and then I'll go rock out by myself. Yeah, I'm on the first level. I got decent tickets.
Whoa.
But
that's why they're expensive.
Well, they were the only tickets that came up.
Yeah, see, what you gotta do, what I did was I said to my mother, Cher's coming. She's like, all right, I'm getting tickets. And then she got us all tickets.
Do you think I could have done that with my mom?
Absolutely. Doesn't your mom love Metallica?
No.
I can see her rocking out.
My mom would be like, Metallica, Rob? Here's how my mom dealt with my music when I was a kid. Every single CD that she bought me for Christmas would always have those those tickets, like those things that say like explicit lyrics on them.
Good for children.
Yeah, but I'd be like 12 going, oh, can I have the Black Album? And she'd just be like, okay, whatever. She didn't care.
Yeah, she didn't know.
The only thing she ever stopped me from getting was an Ozzy Osbourne one, because he had like pentagrams on him and all that other kind of stuff. Everything else she was cool with.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't even own that CD anyways.
Yeah. Even though it probably had like some cool songs on it, because I dig Ozzy.
Okay.
Yeah. I would go see Ozzy. I think he's on his last tour. Of
course you would.
Hopefully I don't have to spend $175 on it.
I was looking at tickets the other day, and I had like that same, not for Metallica, obviously, but I had that same realization. It's like, oh, it looks like they're cheap, because it's like, oh, they're like $30 a ticket. And then it ends up like, if you get 2 tickets, it ends up being like $100 some.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
So here's my message to the people from Metallica. You better not suck, because I spent a lot of money on these damn tickets. You better not try to like be. One thing I am excited about is Metallica, when they get live, they play their old songs, they play their new songs. They don't they're not like how. Like Robert Plant right now from Led Zeppelin, he goes on tour and he plays theaters, and he plays like Led Zeppelin songs, but he plays them with like ukuleles and like all this other. And
that sounds great. I'm going.
Yeah, but you'd hear like Black Dog, and it'd be like he'd have like a woman like singing like behind him in like Uzbekistanian and stuff like that, and we're just like, dude, play it like the album. Metallica plays Enter Sandman just like the album. That's what you want. No experimentation. Don't sit there and start playing, acoustically and in touch with your feelings. No, play how it's on the album.
It does suck when they play too many like new songs too. Like when I saw Bette Midler, like I was a little bit disappointed in the songs that she chose.
I really only know 2 songs by Bette Midler: Rose,
at least,
and Wing Beneath My Wings.
There you go. That's all. I mean, that's not all you need to know, but like that's a good base of Bette Midler.
But did she sing those 2 songs?
Yeah.
Did she do anything weird with them?
Oh wait, did she sing those 2 songs? I think that she did.
If she didn't sing those 2 songs, the only 2 I know, I would. Because there'd be no security at this place. I would walk on stage and kill everyone on stage.
See, the thing with Bette Midler is she usually does like a lot of covers too. Like a lot of her songs are covers, and I liked the covers that she did. She did like "Chasing Waterfalls," that song, and it was good. It was really good.
What's chasing like the
Don't go chasing.
Oh, the she did TLC.
Yeah,
that's weird. Did she do the rap in the middle by Left Eye too?
No, like. The original version of that.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, that was really good. And then she does like she like talks in between all of her songs. And,
okay, I don't like the
bits
talking.
And stuff. No, it's good.
James Hetfield just sits there and goes, all right, let's do it. And then we're like, rah, that kind of stuff.
Right. That's why I don't go to those concerts.
Why?
Because I don't want to do that.
Do what? You don't vomit on the person in front of you. You just, you scream. And if he always goes. I've learned a lot from watching James Hetfield, because he gets the crowd involved. He calls it the Metallica family. He says everybody's here together, all this kind of stuff.
That's cute,
isn't it? We're here together. We're here to,
We're here as family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rock.
Die
Metallica.
by my hand. Now you're getting me pumped up. It's going to be fun.
I do have a really good Metallica voice. They should put me in their band.
You should. Yeah. You could go in for Lars. Anyways, coming up next, Alex has a new idea for a boy band.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be amazing, probably. But you know what? We're also going to be talking about that. Plus, there's 2 Teachers of Merit. It's the Mike Sasson Show. You're listening live at www.riversedgepgh.com. We will be right back.
Brian Crawford letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
Come on, go! It's green! Come on! Go!
God damn it, Brian. You need to calm down with the road
I'm sick of
rage.
these people, these assholes.
The road rage, man. You gotta calm down on the road rage.
Well, I want to get to where we're going. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to Falling Water,
Bicycle Heaven.
the Mattress Factory,
Knob.
Trundle Manor. All right, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Come on,
right,
come on.
right.
Too late now.
Right, come on.
Well, too late now. I gotta keep going. I'm not gonna sit here like some asshole.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're listening to the Culture Cruise. You can find us at riversedgepgh.com.
Your local Pittsburgh area museum podcast.
Yes, riversedgepgh.com, and come take a ride with us.
You're listening to The River's Edge, which is the best talk and music on the planet Earth. It's been scientifically proven at www.riversedgepgh.com, or you are listening to us on TuneIn Radio, or if you want to listen to us on one of your smart speakers, which is like the Google whatever.
Google Home or like
Alexa or
the
all that.
Amazon Echo.
Yeah, those type of things. If you want to listen to that, then what you say is you say, hey, play the River's Edge station on TuneIn Radio, and it'll play it.
What?
Because technology is
crazy.
amazing.
Shit's crazy.
Shit's crazy. Anyways, that got us banned from Facebook. But thank you very much. Or you're listening to us on one of the podcast formats, iTunes, SoundCloud, or Google Play. Or, again, you're watching us on Facebook Live, and you notice that I have a sweet haircut. I'm looking studly as always. And Alex's orange hair, which is why she probably did this after one of her bar thoughts, which is why we have this segment, Bar Thoughts and Experiences with Alex. Alex, play your theme song.
Maybe y'all can relate. My style's dope any way that you slice it. It's a fresh cut, hope that you like.
Did you see my picture on Instagram yesterday of me with a fish next to me?
Yes.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
It's the same color.
I know.
I thought that was amazing.
What? That you look like a... That you
That
put
I'm a
the
fish now.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, fish are fun.
So anyways, last night...
It's like non sequitur. Go ahead.
Last night, we were bumping.
Who is we? Who is we?
Me,
Okay.
Zach,
All right.
my boyfriends, Liam, my roommates, and John are basically roommates.
All right.
That's what we call
All
him.
good dudes.
Basically roommate.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
good dudes. Met all of them.
That's my my friend group.
Yeah.
Those 3 people.
That's your crew.
That's my crew.
all right.
So we decided yesterday, Liam, he got this new smartwatch and it's super, super cool. But you can like put your phone on a certain place and then like basically press a button on your watch and it takes a picture on the phone.
All right.
Super cool, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we decided to do that, and we don't have very many pictures of the 4 of us. There's only like a couple. So we took a picture of us sitting on our couch, and I was like, dude, we look like a band right now. I was like, can we please start a boy band because this is amazing.
Are there boy bands still?
Yeah, there's boy bands still. What about One Direction?
But they're like 10 years. I'm talking more recent. Like usually there was like a new boy band every 2 years. Now it's just like One Direction's like old news. They're only like breaking up and stuff.
Oh yeah, they broke up.
Yeah, so I mean you got to have a new one every couple years because there's new.
And that's gonna be us.
There you go. There's a void of boy bands now. But here's the thing, and I hate to break this to you, Alex. You're a woman.
We did discuss this as one of our main problems with starting a boy band, but I told him that I would gladly put a penis on myself in order to be in a boy band. I will go through that.
You would transition into being a man.
Yeah, but I still look the same. I just
Okay.
put a penis on.
So
know?
you like basically people in the audience would be like, "Wow, for a 14-year-old boy, that boy has a great set of boobs." You'd be willing to
Why
do
would
that.
I be a 14-year-old boy?
Because boy band in the name, it's boy.
Yeah, but you can still call older people boys.
When do you? I mean, no. If it's the whole point of boy band is
Should
you
we
get
be
them
a
when
men
they're.
band?
You should just be up like that. Again, when like the major thrust of the boy band thing happened with like NSYNC and
The
Backstreet Boys. One of the Backstreet Boys is like older than me. He's like in his mid-70s right now. And one thing that always pissed him off was when people would call his band a boy band because he's like, at the time, he was like in his 30s.
Right.
And he's like, why can't we just be a musical group? We are the Temptations.
Nope.
We are, we're the Jackson 5. We're just a musical group. Why do we have to be a quote-unquote boy band?
We're going to be a men group then?
Okay.
Of men.
Men.
And then we were trying to decide, we're fighting over who's going to be which instrument and stuff like that.
You don't need to play instruments.
Exactly. You're coming up with all of the things that we were discussing last night.
You just
but I
need
think we
sick
should
dance
still have
moves.
like fake instruments, and then
Okay.
we like throw them, and then we break into dance. We almost practiced last night too at Sloppy Joe's in Mount Washington. They were playing some banging music, and we're like, let's just go in there. We're just going to pretend like we have a choreographed dance already, and we're going to blow people's minds away.
Okay, but here's the thing about a boy band. It's all about the personalities.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We have great personalities.
No, I'm saying you each have to play an archetype.
Yeah, so we got our names.
Okay.
We're all animals.
All right.
I'm Phoenix now.
You're
because
just
of my hair.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix. We all have just one word animals.
I like that.
Phoenix.
Phoenix isn't an animal, though. It's like a city in Arizona.
It's a bird.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Phoenix. Zach is. Hold on. Let's see this. Don is bear because he's a brown man, and that just makes sense.
Okay.
Zach is wolf because
Phoenix, bear, and wolf. You
Yeah.
sound like you're like trying to be Native American boy band.
I told Liam that he has to be cougar, but he wasn't very happy about that.
Why did he have to be cougar?
Because I thought it was very fitting.
Well, there's already John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah, but if Cougar was in there, then they'd think we'd have females in our band, and we can't have that.
Okay.
But he decided on Mongoose.
How about Panther?
That would be good, but we decided on Mongoose.
Mongoose
we
is
had
such
to,
an obscure animal.
Yeah, exactly. We had to change it up a little bit. Phoenix is also an obscure animal.
Okay, but see, you have to be the archetype. What is your archetype? Because there's the bad boy, there's the good-looking one.
I'm obviously the good-looking one.
You're not the bad boy?
No, Zach's the bad boy.
Why is the Zach the bad boy?
Because he's the alcoholic. So.
Okay, all right. I thought Liam was more of an alcoholic.
No.
Liam's more of a,
The very
like of a
opposite.
surly kind of deal.
Yeah, he's like the.
Now, Don is definitely the one you take home.
No, that's the opposite. He's the bassist. We decided he was the bassist because he's the one who wouldn't get anyone.
No, we mean
He's
not
the,
get
he's the
anyone.
nice guy in the band.
That's what I'm saying. He's the
Yeah.
one you take home to mom.
See, Liam would play like the drummer type, like the one that's kind of like quietly in the background.
First off, I don't understand why you're playing instruments.
Wait, I'm just saying the drummer type of person.
Okay, but these are not the archetypes for the boy band.
Right, but I'm saying
You're
that like if
screwing
you think
all
of
of this up.
if you think of a drummer and you
Okay.
think of his personality, that kind of type,
Those
like
aren't-
in the background, kind of like, but like still like.
Did you watch O-Town as a kid?
God, you're the worst person to discuss things.
Did
with.
you watch O-Town as a kid?
No.
Watch O-Town. They go over
You're from
each
different
archetype.
generations.
No, it's still the archetype. Every single boy band has to have the archetypes. You need the bad boy. You need like the
Tell me
talent.
what they are.
Okay, you have the bad boy. Zach's the bad boy.
Yes.
You're the good-looking one. You're the
Yes.
one that they're going to put the posters up because
Sure.
you got the, you're the little girls are going to look at you and be like, wow, look at that guy. That's such an attractive guy. I want to have a body and a figure like that someday. Then you need like the quiet one, which I think Liam would work with. And then you need like the one that the girls could say, oh, nice guy. I could take one home to mom. So
Yeah.
you're almost there, but you have to.
I just decided those ones.
Okay.
Liam would be the quiet one. Don would be the nice guy.
But then you need an older person who could
We
exploit.
only have 4 people in our boy band.
No. You need an older person who's behind the scenes who exploits you and makes money and doesn't give it up to you. And here's the thing, I am volunteering that.
See, here's the thing, Mike. We're changing boy bands as we know it.
That
We are a men band,
never
and we're
changed.
going to change the industry.
There's a reason why there are archetypes. There are reasons why there are rules. You're completely screwing this up.
If
you
we
have a chance.
followed that, we wouldn't have a show.
What do you mean?
You know?
What do you mean?
We don't follow all the rules.
You're right. We don't. But
Exactly.
we have a show, but I'm talking like in young kids. This is not a young kid show. That's why Facebook wasn't allowing
And we're not a young kid men band.
Okay. Like you're going to talk about real stuff? You're going to talk
Well,
about
we're going to sing, so.
You're going to sing about real stuff?
Real hard-hitting stuff.
Hard hitting, like you're going to be talking about like the Me Too movement and police brutality and worldwide poverty and all that kind of stuff.
Not that much of adult things.
Okay. Are you going to be singing just like, hey, these are what boy bands sing about? Wow, it's great to be in love. Wow, it sucks I'm not in love anymore. Man, isn't our boy band really cool? That's the 3 things that every boy band sings
We're talking about sex and drugs. We're going to be like the boy band version of a rock band.
So just be a rock band.
No. We have to like dance and it'll be fun. You'll see.
I hope that you become I hope this boy band becomes an amazing side project.
Yeah, and I'm gonna shove it in your face.
Why
Be
would
like,
you shove it in?
Mike?
I have just helped you create.
You shit all over
I
it.
did not shit on
Yes,
anything.
you did.
I said it was a good idea. There's a void there,
you
but
did
these
not
are the
say any of
archetypes
those
you have to
things.
go with, and you're listening, but you don't want to admit that you're listening.
No, none of those things. You said none of that.
I will review the video later, proving once again that I'm right.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your bar thought and experience.
Oh, I have one other thing.
Oh, okay, go
I don't
ahead.
know if you knew this or not.
I probably do.
Did you know that Shaggy and Sting are coming out with an album?
Why not?
Isn't that the most ridiculous thing that you've ever heard in your whole entire
It's
life?
not the most ridiculous thing because I can understand why Sting would want to do it because Sting, I believe, is in his mid-90s right now.
He still looks good.
Of course he does. He's been playing bass since 1975.
Yeah,
He
he's
doesn't
a
have a real
fox.
job. Yeah, he works out. He has nothing else to do. Of course he's going to look good. And his name is Sting. That's a cool name.
It is a cool name.
The Police was a cool band. Is it? I would like it if Sting just brought Shaggy on and just did Police covers, like they did another Every Breath You Take. That's my idea.
I listened to one of the songs. It's very interesting.
Okay, that sounds like it sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Are you a huge fan of Sting?
No.
But you're a huge fan of Sting the look, not Sting the musician.
Right. I mean, like, I'm not like a, not a, not.
If
like,
Every
I don't
Breath You
hate
Take
him,
comes
but-
on, you're listening to it.
Yeah.
If Everything She Does Is Magic, you listen to it.
I don't know if I know that song.
Every little thing she does is magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
I bet you, Police is a band that you would probably listen to and be like, yeah, I like most of those tunes.
Yeah, I think it's just like if they're on, I would listen to them. I wouldn't choose to listen to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's that kind
hear
that
you.
kind of thing.
Cool deal.
But yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Anyways, thank you very much for Alex's bar thought and experience. Moving on to my 5 takes. Play my song. Again, this is my 5 takes, which are just essentially it's my bar thoughts and experiences, only I do them sober, so I think it actually makes me a little weirder. Number 5, why do we hate it when a restaurant is busy? Like, I was talking to my buddy, and he was sitting there going, oh, I got to my wife has something going on Saturday night. I got to take the kids out somewhere. Where's a place on Saturday night where I can go to where there'll be nobody there?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if you want to go to a restaurant that on Saturday night there's nobody there.
Yeah.
That means that the food probably sucks.
That does make sense, yes.
But why do we like that? Like everyone sits there and they walk into a restaurant. Like if we walk into a bar and it's filled with people, we're like, all right, I'm at the place.
I'm the opposite.
Really? You want to go to... You don't like when you go into the South Side or something like that?
I guess it like depends on my mood really, but most of the time, like I'd rather just like be someplace that's not very crowded and I can like hear myself think and enjoy myself, you know, not at a bar, but like.
I'm not saying packed to where you're like, nuts to butts. I'm talking like it's got a good crowd going. Like it looks like it's a happening joint.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to walk into like a bar on a Saturday night and there's nobody in there and the waiters are all sitting around one table smoking, like pissed off they're not making any money.
That sounds great. I'm going to go smoke with them.
Yeah. I understand that you can talk about your man band, but no, that's why my take is I don't understand why people want to go to a place to where it's dead, because that means it's eventually going to close, or they're selling drugs. That's how they're keeping open. Number 4. I don't know if you saw this on Netflix, but there's a bunch of new comedy specials from people or comedians from overseas that don't speak English. And I feel bad because I feel like I should watch them, so I'm more multicultural.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they have subtitles, which I don't really want to read while I'm trying to watch comedy specials.
Yeah.
And then also there's a part of me that sits there, and it's like Netflix's way of saying to any comic that already doesn't have a Netflix special, we're already done with all of the ones that have people who speak English, and we're on to other languages.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's fair for people in other countries, you know?
But don't they have their own Netflix?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, we should find that, but we're not because Google's too hard. Number 3, watched a little bit of the Oscars, and the only part I really care about is the beginning monologue. Jimmy Kimmel was hosting, and I came to a realization. The Oscars, they always try to get a comedian. No more comedians. You got to get a host.
Oh.
Because comedians want they look at this this beautiful canvas of bullshit, which is the Oscars.
Yeah.
And they want to destroy it.
Yeah.
Because they want to keep their credibility. That's why Chris Rock's and even David Letterman's at one point, because he's at heart a comedian. You can't not make fun of the fact that this is all crap.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Kimmel is a host. He's not a stand-up. He actually started in radio and stuff like that. That's why he's perfect for that, because he told jokes, but he didn't really make fun of anybody really that bad.
Yeah.
And he had a nice bit to where the person with the shortest speech gets a jet ski and all this other kind of stuff. Again, for the Oscars from now on, no more comedians, just hosts. Because comedians, they look out there and it's tough, because then all people like me sit there and go, well, that joke failed, that joke failed, that joke, you know. Again, that's why Johnny Carson was perfect for it. Billy Crystal, even though he was a stand-up, he wasn't like a hardcore stand-up. He bought into the BS. He bought into the fact that this is a big night, and they don't want to be told that it's not a big night.
Right.
All right. Number 2, it's tough to entertain the pretentious.
Why is that, Mike?
Because I perform a lot of comedy shows outside of the city. Like this past weekend, I performed in Wheeling, West Virginia. And they were an incredible audience. And I had so much fun with them because they just had they were there to have a good time. They were drinking, they were eating, they were with their friends.
Yeah.
There was no judgment. It was all just like, are you funny? Great. I'm laughing my ass off if it is, and go from there.
Yeah.
Which is why it was great. Now, it's tougher to work kind of sometimes city rooms filled with like 25-year-old, like kind of pretentious hipster types, because they are very judgmental. They assume, I've always thought a definition of a hipster is someone who's inauthentically trying to be authentic. You know, that's why they're like, oh, you know, I only eat this type of, coffee, drink this kind of coffee with a bean that comes from a certain part of Peru. Because they're trying to pretend that there's something bigger than they are. Just drink coffee, shut the fuck up. But to perform comedy to those people, they have this layer of BS that they haven't washed off them yet. And yet the people in other parts that are just there to have fun, that's fun to perform in front of. The people with the layer of bullshit, it's tough to perform in front of. So that's my other take. And number 1, if you want abs, pretty much your life has to be about having abs. Which is why I've always said to women, unless the guy you're dating who has abs has them naturally, which there are those dudes out there that do, but if your guy is in his like 20s, 30s, even in his 40s and has abs, there's a good chance they're the most important thing in his life.
Yes.
You won't be. I realized this because there was a story about a gambler who was in debt, and so he tried to make it back to his buddies. He was a poker player. He was at one time up like 200 grand. He was down like 50 grand. So the person, he was a fat guy, and then one of the people said, hey, I'll bet you 100 grand you can't get under 10% body fat in 6 months. And he goes, you're on.
Why?
And so he was 245 pounds and like 33% body fat. He took his shirt off. He looked like just a normal schlippy dude. And they told of everything this guy had to do to get to 8% body fat in 6 months. First off, he did nothing else. He worked out 3 times a day.
Jesus Christ.
For 2 hours at a time. He had to go into like chambers of like ice to bring down swelling. He had to like have a dietitian specifically create meals that burned enough fat but didn't cause it. And I just sat there, and again, he won, and in 6 months, he had abs. He looked like a model, whatever. And I sat there and I went, you know what? If I ever want to have abs, I would essentially have to have my entire life be about abs. Now, in your existence, you've had guys with abs, you've had guys without abs. Which pros and cons of each?
I like them both.
Really? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Pros and cons of each.
I don't know if there's any like pros about it. I don't think that like it makes them different as a person. And like the people that I have dated with abs, I haven't completely noticed those their whole life. Or maybe I just didn't spend enough time around them. I didn't really care about them.
But see, here's the thing. You're young enough
They're
to
just
where
abs.
the dudes that have abs at this point are probably still naturally in that state.
Yeah.
But if
They
you
don't
were,
need to do that
But
much.
if they're in their 30s and they still have it, then it's like, okay, yeah, I spend 6 hours a day at the gym type deal.
Gotta find those 30-year-old people with abs.
Yeah. If you do, those people are the
But
worst.
don't spend time with them.
Yeah. Just do them and then just go on with your lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like a ride you ride once at Disneyland and then you're like, okay, I'm done.
I get the idea.
Yeah.
I get it.
Again, that's one of the reasons why they don't allow us on Facebook after a while. After this, we're going to take another break, and we will have a very special teachers of merit, because we have 2 very special teachers that really made an impact on young people and the educational system. It's the Mike Sasson Show. My name's Mike Sasson. That's Alex Clemens. You're listening to us on www.riversedgepgh.com. We will be right back. Again, you're listening to The River's Edge, the best talk, the best music at www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio. And remember, if you're in your office, if you're in your home, and you got one of those special smart speakers, just say, hey, play the River's Edge station on TuneIn Radio, and it will come up for you. Or you might be listening on the TuneIn Radio app on your phone or whatever kind of device you have, or you are watching us on Facebook Live, or you are listening to us on one of the podcast formats, either Google Play, iTunes, or SoundCloud. Literally, I think there's 97 ways you could be listening to this show.
I think so.
We're up to 97 ways. But the real reason why we do this show, and Alex can back me up on this, is to honor the people who need honored, like the special teachers in our lives, with Teachers of Merit. We have a very special Teachers of Merit. Normally we only have 1 teacher, but we have 2 teachers that really exemplify themselves and their want and desire to really change young people's lives. First Teachers of Merit is Diane Volvovich in Florida, who turns out does on the side a white nationalist podcast.
Oh, cool.
Called Unapologetic under the name Tayana Dalvikov. It's the worst name I've heard in my life.
Yeah, why would that be like your
Yeah, just be Jane Doe. Something. Why are you've just proven yourself again that there's no such thing as white supremacy with that terrible name. But she taught at Crystal River Middle School as a social studies teacher in Florida. By the way, both of these teachers are in Florida, so if you want to move to Florida, understand your children will be taught by morons. Anyways, says absolutely horrible things, but here's why she became a Teacher of Merit. First off, she admitted on her podcast that she was a teacher and that she was infusing her white nationalist thought process into her social studies class.
How? Okay.
Yeah. So she was like, hey, everyone, let's study World War II and how Hitler should have been won because he was great. Like that kind of stuff. Now, here's the part that gets me, that makes me really ticked off. We've all had bad teachers.
Yes.
And what happens when we come home and we say, hey, my teacher's terrible? What do our parents do? They always believe the teacher.
Right.
This is what happened with this teacher. So essentially, well, not necessarily the parents. So the kids went home And they were like, hey, Mrs. Who's Whatsa is teaching us, crap. We don't want this. And so the parents sent an email to the principal, and the principal went up to the teacher and said, hey, are you teaching white nationalist stuff? And she was like, no, not at all. That's stupid.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Who does that?
Yeah. And then the principal was like, okay, well, don't do that. This is why I always have a problem. The kids were not believed. Why would the kids make up that their teacher was doing white nationalist stuff?
Right.
I mean,
that's like really far stretched, like especially if they're not like older kids.
Yeah, if you're like 12, 13, 14 years old and you're saying that, hey, our teacher is speaking white nationalist stuff, I believe it because that's really specific.
Yeah. Like no one's gonna make that up.
Yeah. So guess what? Congratulations to Diana Vovovich. We will be not sending you a T-shirt because the person who has won the T-shirt this week. Because you know what? I don't even want to. You're a scumbag. I don't even like you. Next, Stephanie Ferrari, 26 years old. Show this picture.
She's a babe.
She is a babe, and that's why this is a Teacher of Merit Hall of Fame candidate.
Oh.
Was having sexual relations as a middle school social studies teacher with a 14-year-old boy. By the way, shout out to Jason Clark, who sent me this, saying this is a Teacher of Merit. So congratulations, Jason, for sending us out there.
What are you doing? You're a babe. Do you really need to have sex with 14-year-old boys?
And by the way, was married to a firefighter. So
we don't know if that firefighter was attractive.
I saw pictures. They showed a bunch of pictures of him. Not a bad-looking firefighter. So again,
but not super hot. Probably not as hot as those 14-year-olds.
That's the point that gets that. I know it's illegal. But with that woman right there, at some point they have to they should at least have to send out like a written description of the dude. Like give him a 1 to 10 look ratio. Like if they sat there and went, trust me, he's Brad Pitt, but only now.
That 14-year-old kid is bragging hardcore.
But here's the part of the story that got me kind of weirded out.
Nope, he told everyone.
Well, no. Here's what happened. Okay, so. Woman is 26-year-old woman, constantly having sex with him, buying him drugs.
Just one.
Yeah, just one 14-year-old. Okay. Constantly having sex with him.
What kind of drugs?
Bought weed for him.
Okay.
And sending him nude photos on his phone.
Okay.
Grades start to suffer.
Oh, no.
So the parents come up to him and say, hey, why are your grades suffering? And he goes, well, I'm dating a 26-year-old woman.
Oh, my God.
And the thing is that means that the woman was ultimately dating a moron.
No other excuse you could come up with.
Yeah, you could be like,
I've just been really tired.
I've been really tired because I've been banging a 26-year-old.
I don't know. I'm not happy with her.
No one's happy with her. She's been arrested. She's a rapist. But
if you're going to do something, like, why not do porn instead?
Yeah.
Be a teacher that does porn.
By the way, there have been teachers that have done porn, and I've been a big fan.
Okay.
So, you know what? Congratulations to Stephanie Ferrari for being a Teacher of Merit, showing again the overall commitment to education that our teachers, especially in Florida, really, really show their students. So play the end of the song. I like that song.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I like that.
It's still going. Like our whole segment never covers the.
Yeah, keep it on the under. Keep it low in that. I like this song. It's just a nice little thing.
Because it makes you feel like you're doing something real good.
Yeah, exactly. It heightens the comedy because people obviously understand that these people are scumbags.
We're important.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I am not joking when I say if you move to one of those like southern or western states, if your kid goes to like a regular public school, they're getting a terrible education. Like my brother is a substitute teacher out in Southern California, and he makes it adamantly clear that the level of education that these kids are getting compared to the one that he got in Western Pennsylvania. Now, granted, he went to, a pretty good school, Fox Chapel, whatever. But he says he has had points where he has been like a physics teacher in like a high school for like a month. And my brother was an English major at IUP. Like, that's how bad. They're like, yeah, you show up, you're good, whatever. He's taught science. He's been like all sorts of stuff. And he's just like, I hand out dittos and show videos. That's the level of education you're getting. And then in Florida, apparently, you're just, you have teachers who look amazing but are having sex with 14-year-old boys.
Which one do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want good hot teachers, or do you want good hot teachers that are having sex with 14-year-old boys, or not a good education? Which one do you pick?
I think you're getting both there.
Are you?
You're getting a bad education and hot 26-year-old teachers having sex with 14-year-old boys.
How do you know she's not a really great teacher?
She taught that kid a lot of things. I don't know about anything about science. Well, maybe anatomy. But I don't know if, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you. That's the only joke you get on this Sasson show.
Yeah.
But yeah, education down south, terrible. But what is not terrible is our new segment called Fresh Eyes. Alex, play this theme song.
Your favorite song in the whole world?
It's a Metallica song, right?
Yep. This is Metallica, right?
No, it's not. You're lying to me.
There's no love like a country girl with money.
Okay. That was the opposite of the other song. Don't ever play that again. It's Fresh Eyes, where we have Alex, who is a ripe young age at 24 years old, as we play a couple of weeks. We've done movies and music from a previous era, and we get her fresh eye take on said movie. So not even with me asking her, she watched the movie with Matt Forte. He was playing the great comedy writer.
Will Forte?
Will Forte, one of them. I think Matt was actually the stand-in. Doug Kenny, who was, along with Henry Beard, the founder of the National Lampoon magazine, which ultimately spurred on the National Lampoon, radio show, the National Lampoon Lemmings, which was the beginning of Chevy Chase and Belushi and Gilda Radner, and they all went to Saturday Night Live and essentially invented modern comedy, wrote Animal House, Caddyshack, all that kind of good stuff. Pretty much comedy in the latter half of the 20th century started with Doug Kenny, and they made a movie about it that was on Netflix, A Futile and Stupid Gesture, which is a line from one of the great movies of all time, Animal House, which, again, you make the line, they could never do that movie ever in 2018. They definitely couldn't do Animal House in 2018. So you watched the movie.
Yes, I did.
What did you think of, did you know anything about Doug Kenny and National Lampoon prior to this?
No.
Did you, obviously you knew about Chevy Chase and Animal House and Caddyshack and all that kind of stuff?
I've never actually seen those movies, though.
What did you feel like watching this? Did you feel like, hey, these are cool guys and this is funny? Or were you like, no, this is terrible and it's good that these people are dead?
No, I absolutely feel like I would love to be in that room. I wouldn't want to with all of those comedians. I don't think I'd want to contribute. Just be there listening. Be the assistant that was in there. That's who I would want to be. Be able to be around all of those people because I think that they were pretty amazing comedians. And but not be one of those comedians.
That's the one thing they did this movie, and they also did a documentary which you can watch on Netflix called Drunk, Brilliant, Stone, Dead, one of the four. It's in that order, whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that, but you can find it. And it's the documentary about the National Lampoon. And that's the one feeling I had is that, man, I would have loved to have been in that room with those guys as they were the smartest. They were the most irrelevant. They were the most, they invented pretty much modern comedy. Because before they started the National Lampoon in 1970. Prior to 1970 and that whole thing, comedy was Henny Youngman at the Catskills, Take My Wife, Please. Don Rickles at the Copa. That was comedy. That was what it was. They made it, again, like they talked about, Lauren Michaels called that group of comedians, not Doug Kenny and all those guys, but Gilda Radner, Chevy Chase, Belushi, Aykroyd. They called them the Beatles of comedy. Yeah. And the reason why they were the Beatles of comedy is because they became the arbiters of funny, and the young people then showed the older people no, this is what's funny now. And then from that, they became huge.
Right.
Because one of the great stories of all time about, I always love how movies are made. Because it's the best movies that have ever been made, no one wanted to make them.
Yeah.
There's a box set of Star Wars I'm staring at right here. No one wanted to make Star Wars. And the same thing happened with Animal House.
Right.
National Lampoon, someone came to him, some executive from Universal and said, hey, we'd like to make a movie. They start writing the movie. Their initial idea was they wanted to make a movie called, what was it, Nazi Girls from Space or something like that.
Something horrible.
Yeah, and then they wanted to make an idea about Charles Manson and his followers in high school. And they were like, no, you can't do this movie. And there was this one writer who wrote all these stories about his time at Dartmouth.
Yeah.
And that was the genesis of the movie Animal House. No one at Universal wanted to make this movie. They thought it was crap. They thought it was gross. They thought it was just no one would want to see it. So they gave him $2 million to make the movie.
Right.
They said, go to Eugene, Oregon, make your movie. No one's going to see it, whatever. It was so bad that the director of the movie wanted the writers there, which one of them was Doug Kenny. And they were like, the people who made the movie were like, hell no, we're not giving you money. We're not paying you that. And he goes, okay, well, then I'll make them actors. So that's why in the movie Animal House, Doug Kenny's in it when he sits there and goes, well, what was supposed to do, you moron? That's his one line.
Yeah.
But he could be on the set every day as one of the writers because he did that. And the movie made, in terms of modern money, like $500 million for a comedy.
Right.
So you don't make $500 million as a comedy if only kids see it. Like everyone saw this movie and thought it was amazing. And from then on, again, you watch the documentary about it. Pretty much every movie of the latter half of the 20th century. How many movies did you ever see about college kids, about young guys trying to get laid, all this kind of stuff? It started with Animal House.
Yeah, and none of them are ever like the same.
No. But again,
they all base it off.
They all tweak it a little bit, but the Animal House again was just like the greatest movie from that genre. And then he made Caddyshack, and the sad part about that is that's as beloved a movie as Animal House, and he died thinking he had made a complete bomb.
Yeah,
he died because he wrote the movie because his dad, who was a tennis pro at a country club in Cleveland, that's where he kind of got the idea for it. And it was supposed to be a coming of age movie.
Right.
Brian Doyle Murray, which is Bill Murray's brother, and the Murray brothers had always worked at country clubs in Chicago. So they made it about caddies and about, growing up and all this kind of stuff. But they had just done Animal House, so they expected this movie to be $200, $300 million.
Right.
So they said, well, we want to make sure there's sex in it, and we want to make sure there's a dancing gopher in it, and all this other kind of stuff. And he's like, you're going to take my coming-of-age movie and put a dancing gopher in it?
That's my favorite part, yeah.
That's why they did it, because as a kid, they thought they'd make, dancing gopher dolls. But you're right, just the coolest people in the world. And the one thing about Caddyshack that I love is Bill Murray, when he showed up on set, they really didn't have a part for him. They were just like, okay, we got to figure out what we're supposed to do with Bill Murray.
Right.
And so they had him for a week. And so they just had him just do random weird stuff. And then the last night they had Bill Murray, they're like, you know what? We have to write a scene with Bill Murray and Chevy Chase, even though they hated each other. Bill Murray at one point had punched out Chevy Chase.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And so they had to write this scene. And if you ever see the movie Caddyshack, it's so non sequitur. It doesn't have anything to do with the movie, but it's just so weird and hilarious how these two amazing comedic in the same scene, they just do something amazing. And then the one speech that's famous is the Himalayas one where he has the pitchfork to the guy's throat. Bill Murray does. That was all improv. That nothing was done like that before them, and so great movie. So again, it's supposed to be about you. What more about did you find interesting about the movie that you didn't think about?
I mean, I thought it was cool. First of all, those comedians, I feel like they, like you said, they completely changed comedy, because before that, I feel like it was more silly, situational kind of comedy, and they put a lot of intelligence behind it. They found all of those people and put more intelligence behind it and actually thought about it and stuff like that. Even though they had crazy, ridiculous ideas, it was because they were intelligent, having those ideas. And I feel like that's an amazing opportunity for all of those comedians, being in a room where you're able to just throw out your thoughts and you're around a lot of people that are doing the exact same thing, and a lot of like-minded people. That's pretty incredible.
Now here's the $100 million question. They would say that those rooms still exist, but political correctness rears its ugly head. Do you feel that from a fan of comedy standpoint, do you sit there and say, you know what, a lot of the stuff they did in the 70s, yeah, it was funny, but it should stay in the 70s because it's a different time now. You can't just show boobs. You just can't, show, it can't do that anymore. It's now 2018. We have to be more sensitive.
Yeah, it was definitely more like free form. You know what I mean?
Like one thing that this is the thing that I always say is, again, they were free to do whatever, and they could fail and they could be great, whatever. But you keep hearing it, oh, you can't do that in 2018. You can't do that in 2018. Is that a knock on 2018 or a positive part of 2018?
I feel like that's a knock on 2018. That like we can't do that. People are very like extremely sensitive. Like granted, back then, like all of those people were suing them and stuff. Like no matter like basically anything that they put out, they were getting sued by someone different. But they just kept doing it. But I think now, yeah, people are probably too sensitive for that, and it would.
Now, one knock they would have is in that room, it was pretty much only white men.
Yeah.
There was very few people of color, very few women, very few openly gay people, all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
Do you feel that, again, that's a knock on them, or do you think it's like, you know what, if put the funny people in the room, whatever they do in the outside of that, who cares? Kind of
thing. It's like it's not about who the people are; it's about who's good at what they're doing. You know.
And that's, you know what, but you can debate all the time, but one thing you can't debate is there was comedy before Doug Kenny and National Lampoon, and there was definitely comedy after, and it definitely changed it. Other than me and Alex that are trying to do the same thing with internet radio, which is why we have the segment News and Notes from the world of sports, gossip, and weirdness. It all starts now. Now, Alex, you occasionally travel via Uber.
Yeah, a lot.
Now, let me ask you, how much of this time do you travel Uber? Are you intoxicated?
I'd say 50-50.
Well, the nightmare scenario happened to a man named Kenny Bama, who was a student at West Virginia University from New Jersey.
Yes.
And so he orders an Uber, drunk off his ass, and he gets into this nice car, figuring he's going to be taken home to his house in West Virginia, near West Virginia's campus.
Yes.
But he passes out in the car. Wakes up 3 hours later, he's still in the car, and he realizes that he had actually ordered an Uber back to his home in New Jersey.
Which is his stupid fault.
For a total bill of $1,600.
I just don't understand, like, was this the first time that he was doing this? You know, like, was this the first time that he ever pressed that button, you know, or, like, didn't realize?
I think he was just so drunk out of his mind that he just was pressing buttons because he was blacked out. It was 3 hours later before he came to.
This is stupid. This is a stupid thing on his part. I have been very drunk and still been able to get to my home using Uber. Also, I never trust like the thing that says home. You know what I mean? Like I always type in the address, even if it's like on a GPS and it has just a home screen and you like program in your address. Never trust it. Never.
So you'd say now give somebody at home who might be trying to drink and use Uber, again, how do they avoid this situation?
Well, be a smarter person.
All right. I'd say be with friends. Make sure that one of you.
That is a good idea. Maybe your least drunk friend does it. Unless you're all the same drunk, then just, be a better person.
Yes. Maybe the Uber
or just walk.
Maybe Uber should teach kids how to use their app drunk.
They should get those like drunk goggles, and then do it that way.
Yeah. $1,600. And then the reason why, and then the funny thing was is that the reason why it was that high as well, he ordered Uber XL, so he got a nice SUV on top of that.
At least he could like sleep in the car nicely.
And he got surge pricing because if it was just normal, it'd have been $819, but then he got surge pricing, so that was when it got it up to $1,600.
My God.
So.
I just, I wonder what his parents thought whenever he got home. Like, what a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Billy's home.
Guess what? But I can't go back because we're taking my tuition to ultimately have to pay for the Uber ride there.
Yeah.
Now, one thing someone said is, well, why, when you realized it, didn't you just tell the guy to stop there?
Yeah.
And his point was, what, am I supposed to stop in the middle of the road?
Yeah.
But again,
if you're gonna go all the way, like just go all the way.
But I mean, again, he's probably on like the PA Turnpike or something like that. He could have eventually gotten to a truck stop, and then he could have called one of his buddies, and maybe then with a car would have driven up or something like that, saved him a few $100.
If he couldn't think about calling the right Uber, I highly doubt that he would think of any of those things.
Yes. So essentially, what it comes down to is Kenny Obama or whatever his name is, complete moron.
Yeah, maybe just walk next time.
Okay. Speaking of that, this is something maybe Kenny could use. People are, it's almost, again, with the hipsters, they're always trying to be like, oh, well, I watch VCRs and I have, and I don't like new technologies and all this kind of stuff. So someone is coming out with, and they legitimately are calling it a dumb phone.
Oh, how cute.
It looks like a smartphone, so it's not like a flip phone or anything like that, which, again, if you don't want to do all the things that a smartphone does, just get a flip phone. But it looks kind of like a smartphone, but all it can do is call and text.
That sounds nice.
But costs $400.
No. That's it.
You had me until the price tag.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of like this whole thing is like, how can it do less but cost the same amount of money?
Right. Just get something with more. If it was cheap, that would make sense. Maybe I would consider it. It would really put me at an inconvenience, but $400 is not worth it.
To do something that, again, just get a flip phone. Or get a track phone. Get one of those phones from like Walmart or something.
Drug phones, yeah.
Yeah, drug phones. I call them track phones because that's what they technically like to be called as. The only people who get track phones are, again, drug dealers and old people. I was at a store once in which I had to explain to people what track phones were because old people would always come up and be like, I want to have one of those phones that cost 7 cents a month to do. And I have to explain to them. And I'm like, well, you have to take this. You have to call this person and you have to figure out this. And they set up the pay. And they'd always be livid because they'd always
like,
figure.
Just give me something that works already.
Yeah, they would just be like, give me your phone so I can call my kid who hangs up on me. And
they have those giant letters on them.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite phones in the whole world. I need one of those.
Mm-hmm. You need that when you're drunk. That should be the drunk phone. It should be giant letters.
Yes, and there's only maybe this phone might be good for when you're drunk. There's only a couple options. You know what I mean?
You can't do an Uber on it. You can just call and text.
Call the Uber.
Yeah, hopefully that
just
works.
have an Uber, like your private Uber set up.
There you go.
Like, hey Jim.
Hey,
you got me when I call you.
It's not even Uber. It's just a guy named Jim.
Yes.
Speaking of a guy named Jim might actually like this next story. Christy and Doug are two people that met who love exercising, Jesus Christ, but they now love a third thing, swinging. They love to wife and husband swap, and they feel that they do it for Jesus. They're born-again Christians and swingers, and they have explained that they feel that that's not a oxymoron. Because they feel that when they're having sex with other people, other than the people they're married to, that they're preaching the word of the Lord.
These dudes are fucking weird looking.
Yeah, that's Florida again.
Like the one dude, like his whole body looks like really skinny, and like it looks like his name would be Jim, and his legs are like tiny, and then he just has like these giant, like weirdly muscular kind of robot looking arms. Gross.
Because that's what happens at certain points when you've always grown up and a lot of dudes like to go to the gym and only work on the body parts that they feel either A, grow easiest, or B, they feel women are most impressed with. So all this guy thinks is chest and arms.
Also, that guy has pink hair.
Yes.
So he must think that, I don't know, he can get like a swinging partner. So I guess they're doing something good, I guess.
And I thought there was a story about it, and this was the line. It says, I'm not supposed to, they say that in the 10 Commandments, I'm not supposed to covet my neighbor's wife. But what if she's into it?
Ooh.
I still think you're not.
They really got a loophole there.
No, I think completely they're still not into it. You're not supposed to do it.
Yeah,
you're not
for
supposed
Jesus.
To,
you could do it if Jesus isn't there.
Okay, let's talk about this. You lock eyes with an amazing looking man.
Yes.
You go to the bar, you just, and he just starts talking. He's a born again Christian, and he just wants to testify how much he loves Jesus and God. But he's just that good looking a dude. Would you sit there and just keep listening, and then eventually, go back to your place and have a session, and he just the whole time is just preaching the word of the Lord? Would you be cool with that?
Are we having sex at
Yeah.
the end of this? Okay, yeah, just get some earplugs. That's it.
Just get some earplugs, just start nodding and stuff like that?
Yeah. Or just be like, yeah, Jesus, and yeah, I get it. Yeah, Jesus.
How good looking
Say
would the guy
that.
have to be?
Probably like a 10.
He'd have to be the best looking dude in the world. But now, okay. Would you do it if the guy was like said like really like racist stuff, like he's a white nationalist?
Probably not. No, that very much like at least like the Jesus thing. Like they're like probably still a good person.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
not getting
they're
hurt
like
that
doing
night.
good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other person, no.
But again, the guy's just the guy. Now, if he was, let's say, a 7 and he just wanted to preach the word of the Lord.
See, this is the thing. I'm okay with him preaching the word of the Lord if he's not judging me. Like if
Okay.
he's not saying like, oh, you need to like accept the Lord into your life and like you're doing all these bad things. Like if he's doing that to me, I'm not a fan of that.
All right.
As long as you can believe whatever you want, as long as you're putting.
No, the born again Christian. Again, he believes that he has been put. What if a hot dude or a hot chick like that? You know, God made me hot to spread the word of the Lord, so I'm going to do as many people as possible to spread His word.
I feel like they probably wouldn't believe that.
These people
don't know
do.
if
That's
that
essentially what they're
exists.
saying. Is like I am spreading the word of the Lord through doing other people.
Yeah. Is that what they believed, or they just had a loophole so that they could have sex with their friend's wife?
All I know is if a woman was insanely attractive but just wouldn't shut up about religion, I'd eventually just can like, check please. It'd get to a point.
You
of
always
being
gotta
annoying.
carry around earplugs, Mike.
Yeah,
That's the moral.
Do
of
you
the
have
story.
earplugs?
Yes, always in my bag.
Really?
No.
Okay. Well,
could
here's
use
the thing
them all
about it.
the
I
time,
would
though.
not be surprised if you did.
Yeah, there was a fire alarm going off at work the other day, and I really could have used them then. I'm getting some.
Did you ignore the fire alarm, or did you have to leave and go into the street?
We did have to go into the street. It was the building behind
When
us.
you were in your dorm room at the Point Park University, how often were there fire alarms?
A decent amount, it seemed like, because my freshman year I lived on the 14th floor, so
And how often did you just say screw it and just stay in your dorm room?
we weren't allowed to.
Neither were we, but we just did it.
Couldn't do it. They came to every single room.
That's
So
the
unless
difference.
you're like hiding under your bed, which just seems like a lot of, well, just go outside.
Yeah, that's the difference between 1997 and 2000, whatever.
Right.
Is when we would, like the fire alarm would go off, and we would just lock the door and try to make sure the person thought that like, oh, they're just not there.
Yeah.
And we would just sleep right through it. We'd figure, you know what, I'm too tired. If the flames come, you know what,
Just
it's
jump
been a
out the
great
window.
life. Yeah, that's how it would work out.
We couldn't jump out our windows though.
Oh, so we were in high rises when we were on a flat one.
Well, I mean, they have locks on them, so we couldn't jump out.
Oh,
You know, so people don't try that.
because they're just like, I can't sing anymore at Point Park, and they just jump out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sometimes that happens.
thing.
Speaking of people that shouldn't jump out of windows, Jennifer Lawrence is,
She definitely shouldn't jump out of.
every time she starts to speak, I'm between whether she's be really cool to hang out with or again would kind of get on my nerves. Right now, I'm with she'd be cool to hang out with. She was being interviewed, and there was a big rumor over the past couple months that she was dating Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And it just kept going and going, and there wasn't any denial from her. And so eventually someone asked her, goes, hey, were you really ever dating Brad Pitt? And she said, no. And they said, well, why didn't you deny it? And in her words, wasn't really in a rush to deny this.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's not a, like if they said she was in a relationship with some ugly ass dude, she'd be like, absolutely not.
Yeah. But
But it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, the closest thing that I ever came to something similar to this is when I was in high school. A rumor circulated through my high school that I had just committed to play football at Florida State, which is at the time great school now, but at the time was the school in the country. So
Yeah.
much so that a guy came up to my brother and said, "Hey, I heard your brother just committed to Florida State." And my brother's like, "No," and he's like, "I'm pretty sure your brother just committed to Florida State." And my brother's like, "I'm his brother. He probably would have told me
Yeah.
if he committed to the #1 school in the country."
Right.
And he's like, "No, I heard it was Florida State." So my brother came up to me in the halls like, "Did you commit to Florida State?" And I go, "No, I got a letter from him once. I didn't do anything." And he's just like, "Well, you got to tell people that you didn't commit to Florida State." And I go, Why?
Why would I want to do that?
Yeah, let people for two days think that I was going to Florida State. Has anything ever happened to do where it's like there was a rumor about you that was untrue but super cool? So you're like, you know what? Let that one roll a little while.
No, people always just created bad rumors about me, but maybe they weren't rumors.
There you go.
I think they look good together, though. They should get together.
He's in his 50s.
That's okay. I think they look good together.
Yeah. But this is how weird, like, again, the male-female dynamic is. Jennifer Lawrence is a beautiful movie star in her late 20s. Brad Pitt, great-looking dude in his 50s. No one would blink an eyelash if they got together.
No, because they're both beautiful. Who cares?
You could be a beautiful 100-year-old.
As long as they're both beautiful.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Speaking of someone who is a lot older, who is currently still procreating with young people, Mick Jagger, 73 years old, had a kid, I think like a year ago, with like a 24-year-old model. So Keith Richards, his guitarist and partner in crime for the Rolling Stones, said in a recent interview, yeah, Keith, might be time to start looking into a vasectomy because this is getting ridiculous. And oh my God, I feel bad for that kid.
Right?
Now, the problem is, and this is why 2018 sucks, Keith Richards had to apologize.
Oh, of course.
So he had to get up, I'm sorry, it was a joke, blah, blah, blah. He had to do the same thing because in this interview, someone asked him about like Taylor Swift. And he goes, all I got to say, he goes, what would you say to Taylor Swift? And he's like, enjoy it while it lasts. And everybody came up to him and was like, you're saying that Taylor Swift isn't going to last forever. And he was just like, he had to come out and go like, I've been doing this for 50, 60 years. There's been like 5 acts that are at the same level of us that like last for 50 years.
Also,
go ahead.
That person asked him that question. Mm-hmm. You know, that person like wanted to get something like that out of them. Like he was just being truthful.
Yeah. He was being a 75-year-old dude. He was he, I think it's most disingenuous when a 70-something-year-old dude sits there and goes like, oh, yeah, I love Taylor Swift.
Exactly. You don't want to hear that. No one wants to hear that.
Now, unless it's really true, which I have not met, there's occasionally, like, I would sit there and say that I'd like to know what's going on, but I don't try to pretend like that, oh, no, every piece of popular music that has come out in the last year I absolutely love. No, I'm still, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, whatever. That's my group.
Right.
I can acknowledge that there's talent of new music, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that,
you like it, yeah.
Yeah, that I reject old stuff for the new stuff. He's being truthful, but he had to apologize, which I thought was a little
People
whatever.
Are stupid.
People are stupid. Now, one thing that is, again, you're a connoisseur of beer.
Yes.
There's a new beer coming out, and its only thing that is special about it is it's made to look like it has glitter in it.
I just don't understand this.
It's glitter beer.
I don't, understand how they make it. Is there real glitter in there? Is glitter going to be on your insides for the rest of your life? Because that's what glitter does. Mm-hmm. And does it taste good? Or are you just getting it for the glitter? Who's making this? Why
let me ask. Okay,
this?
So all the questions are to those answers are I don't know.
I figured.
Yeah, but the only thing they sat there and said is, hey, there's new glitter beer. If someone handed you a glass of glitter beer, would you say, yay, glitter beer is finally here? Or you're like, get this crap away from me?
I'd probably try it just because.
But what if your entire face just looks like you just blew a clown?
See, this is what I would do. I put my finger in it first, see what my finger looks like. And I'm like, if there's glitter all over my finger, I'm like, I'm not going to drink that. I don't want my insides to look like that. If not, maybe, I'd try it.
But could you imagine if you're a dude and you're trying to go up to a woman later that night or whatever and you got glitter all around your mouth and stuff like that because you drank a glass of glitter beer?
I would assume that most men wouldn't drink this, but, I don't know.
You think it's a girly drink, you're saying?
Yes. I mean, it's glitter beer. I just don't see the point in it. These people must have got really bored.
What if strippers, just to save time, would just pour this all over themselves instead of doing glitter the old-fashioned way?
That's good, and then they already smell like beer.
There you go.
That appeals to the men.
That smell like beer, have glitter on your boobs. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that I thought was interesting is, do you know what Vice, right? The magazine or everything like that. We're filled with the most, again, pretentious people on the planet Earth. They wrote an article And the article stated, "Why is Brooklyn barbecue taking over the world?"
Yeah.
And so they have a picture of a tray of Brooklyn barbecue from a barbecue place in Brooklyn, New York, that apparently the kids there love. They can't get enough of this barbecue. And it looks terrible.
It looks terrible. But what if I just don't, you know, it's not a lot of food. That's probably like $30 right there.
Yeah, that's the point. They're saying that that's for like, now they did the equivalent in Texas barbecue, and the Texas barbecue looks incredible. The Brooklyn barbecue has like a little bit of brisket, 2 rolls that you look like you'd get it like you're, you know, at a cafeteria, and then some pickles. And then the Texas barbecue looks amazing.
It does really look amazing. There's a lot of shit on there. But you don't know. What if the little tiny pieces of brisket was like the best brisket you've ever had in your entire life?
Here's my thing about going to like restaurants and there's not a lot of food. I don't like it. One time I went with a
Really? I wouldn't expect that from you.
One time again, value. One time I went with a friend of mine and she's like, "Hey, we're going to go to this place that a friend of mine recommended." I think it was in like, it was near the South Side. It was a sandwich shop. So I'm like, okay, I'll eat a sandwich. I like sandwich.
Yeah.
This sandwich might have been the size of a hot dog. $8. I eat this sandwich, and again, I'm gigantic. I eat this sandwich in like 0.2 seconds. She like cuts it in half and takes half home. So again, I can't order another one because I'm already the giant guy. I can't be like, yeah, I need like 4 of those. Plus, it would have cost me $40.
Yeah.
I had to go to Burger King and order like 4 Whoppers after that.
Maybe that's I don't know if that's the restaurant. You know? I feel like that might be on you, Mike.
But
If you have
again,
to order 4 Whoppers afterwards.
any restaurant in which I have to order food afterwards, not a good meal. Have you ever gone to one of those restaurants where afterwards you're like, dude, I'm still hungry?
No, I eat very small amounts, unless
Unless it's wing night at Scarpace's in which you devour that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I have it depends on my mood, really. Like last night, when we went to the bar, we got like 2 things of nachos, fried pickles, like spinach dip, and it still like wasn't enough food. It was a lot of food, but we devoured everything. Our waitress literally came over to us and was like, "I'm very impressed." Thank you. Can you put
I
a
will
plaque
tell
of
you
us
this.
on the wall?
I will put my 4 brothers up against your 4 boy brand.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Your
People are huge.
Yeah.
That's not even fair.
We are the greatest devourers of appetizers on the
Doesn't it
planet
make
Earth.
sense? Like, I'm sure that, like, you know, there's a lot of kids in your family, a lot of people who feed. You
I'm
guys
just
eat
saying the
that
4
much,
brothers.
eat that much as children.
Yeah. The four Sasson brothers with appetizers, we were the greatest appetizer devouring foursome we were the fearsome
I
foursome.
do love me some apps.
There's some good a whole restaurant of apps.
Then I feel like they wouldn't necessarily be apps.
But it'd be apps, like there'd be app type.
App-inspired
Yeah,
food.
app-inspired food. But enough. Like I don't want like 4. I mean, I don't want enough tater skins to make sure I don't have to eat for the next 2 days.
The fried pickles were so good, though.
Fried pickles are pretty
Love
good.
fried pickles.
Speaking of that, it is a big time movie night, and they gave out the Razzies
Woo!
for the worst movie of the year, and the Emoji Movie won for worst movie of the year.
I would have never guessed that.
Did you see the Emoji Movie?
No.
I know some people that did, and it's exactly as it sounds.
But the poop emoji's so cute. Like in this picture, it is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life. Is it not?
It's how am I supposed to judge what's the most adorable thing you've seen in your life?
Is it the most adorable thing you've seen in your life?
No.
It's pretty fucking adorable. It's a little poop with like eyes and a mouth and little leggies. Does it have arms? I can't tell. Yeah, I think
It has to have arms. You can't just have a poop
arms.
with legs just running around with no arms.
So cute. I would probably watch the movie if like the poop emoji was in most of it. I'd probably watch the movie just so I can be like, ah.
So you're if you were in that room, you would have said, "We need to make the poop emoji the star here."
Absolutely.
What is your favorite emoji outside of the
They'll
poop?
probably make a whole poop emoji.
Okay, not
movie.
after it wins for worst movie of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's your favorite emoji outside of the poop emoji?
I don't usually use too many other emojis besides the poop emoji.
You don't use the eggplant for dicks?
No, I don't like that. Just send me a dick. I think that's stupid. I saw something the other day that was like, when are we going to replace a stupid eggplant icon with a huge dick?
That's
true.
you know
mean,
what?
like, everyone knows
Now
what
you're
it's
giving
for.
a speech at like a political campaign.
Yeah,
You're
let's
like,
change
when
it.
are we going to just
Do you think the eggplant was in the movie?
probably, and it was
The eggplant with a peach?
It should.
Yeah.
Eggplant with the peach, and then with the poop.
See, I just don't like it. Just tell me what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know?
It took me a while to realize that eggplant was dick. I was just like, why is it eggplant?
I was confused at first,
Yeah.
to be honest. And then I was like, what is the peach? What's that?
Okay, and the peach is?
The butt?
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, at certain angles, I guess that's the butt.
Yeah.
And what's the vajayjay?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also the peach?
I don't know.
Just like doubles?
Double peach?
No, it doubles as the button.
It's any hole
It's
on the
just like
on the
all,
on the anatomy.
all of that.
Yeah, it's that whole lower canvas of the anatomy.
Yeah.
That's why you watch and listen to the Mike Sasson Show. Thank you very much. That was News and Notes. And then finally, our final segment of the evening. Again, comment your ass off, where we read your comments and we answer them. That's pretty much it.
Say hello to the world. Say hello to the villain that's been you.
We only have a couple comments this
Okay.
week.
right.
Let's see. Sam says a couple things.
Okay.
He's, has the show won any awards?
It should win awards.
About 60 of them.
It should win more awards. It
Yeah.
should win award for best looking duo in an internet radio show.
Most cleavage in an internet radio show.
My cleavage got us banned.
Yeah.
We should have a cleavage off. We should have my cleavage, my hairy cleavage versus
Ew.
like
Ew.
yeah, and then have the.
Are we
people
getting you
vote.
like a push-up bra?
Yeah.
To like show it off?
Yeah, get one of those things where you can like it, so I don't look like I don't have straps or anything, but like just,
Yeah, I have one of those.
do you really?
Yeah.
How does they stick on?
I used it like last week. It was super fun.
Do you go with like the strings or go?
I didn't make that noise.
You should.
Sadly, yeah.
Now
But
you
you
will.
do that with the strings, yes. But it's just like, yeah, you peel off like this little thing on the back and it just like sticks there and it has like this weird
How long do the
jelly material.
How long how long until you have to get rid of it with the? I'd assume the adhesive would eventually fail.
Yeah, I mean, like you had to keep putting like the plastic over them, but I it's like at least like a couple of times. They're
Okay.
pretty sticky. It honestly kind of hurts to take off.
Okay. Oh, so you rip off? Do you?
I don't rip it off. I gently took it off, but
Okay.
it's still.
Do you make the noise with the strings?
No.
What noise would you make with the string?
Probably the same noise,
Well,
but
try
I
it out.
didn't
Let me
make
see if-
any noise
You should.
at all. I might go just boop.
No.
Mine's real quick.
Oh, you just go,
Yep.
and then your boobs hit you in the face.
Yes, but it worked very well.
Congratulations, then.
Yeah.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing a very low cut dress without a back. That's why I had to wear it.
Oh, were you going someplace fancy?
We were supposed to go to the casino, and then we didn't make it out of the house.
That's
but my
prob-
boobs look great, so
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
Those here's no dogging. I'd hope the casino will eventually sponsor us. The Rivers Casino, not exactly the fanciest place.
Oh, it was in Buffalo.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it really does. There's like a shitty casino and then a fancier casino.
Ooh, and you
Yeah.
were gonna go to the fancy casino?
Yeah, we were gonna go to the fancy because we're fancy people.
And what were you gonna do? You're gonna go dinner and dancing at the fancy casino?
No, we were gonna gamble. What you do at a casino?
Well, there's like restaurants and shows at casinos.
No, we're just gonna show up looking fly,
All right.
go gamble
With your
spend all
boobs
of our
up
money.
to your chin.
Yeah, I walked out of the bathroom like I had changed in the bathroom. I walked out and just everyone stared at my boobs. It was
There you go.
immediate.
Did it help you
Amazing.
win any money?
We didn't go to the casino.
Oh.
We didn't get out of the house.
Well, then you just said you walked out of the bathroom at the casino.
No, I walked out of the bathroom in the house. I was changing in the house in the bathroom. I walked out and everyone that was there.
Would they giving you the sly look or did
No, it was just directly.
do you view that as a little rude, or when you had the boob thing, you're like, no, I want you to look at the boobs?
Well, so they did that and I was like, wait, like, do they look that good? And I turned around. I was like, oh my God, they do. I completely understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, if they look good, then you're like, cool. But
Right.
if there's a chicken wing stuck in there, then you might want to not bring as much attention.
But there would never be a chicken wing there.
Oh, okay.
That chicken would be gone
Oh,
because I'd eat it.
yeah. You'd be like, hey, there's a chicken wing. Like, no, we're not. All
That's
right,
where that is where I store my extra food.
All right, cool.
Also asked again if this show is on a 7-second delay. It is not.
No, that's why we get banned by Facebook.
Yeah, because we do things. And then Liam corrected us. It was The Fifth Element, not Sixth Sense. The movie that I was talking about.
Yeah, we eventually flipped it.
Did we?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I think you got your Bruce Willis
I don't even know
movies
what it is. Yeah.
screwed up.
He's in both. Oh,
He
yeah,
is?
I guess so. I've seen parts of The Sixth Sense. The
You know what
scary
happens
parts.
at the end, right? He saves the building and he kills the guy who does who's trying to rob the place. No, that's Die Hard.
Oh, no. I've mainly seen the scene where they're in the tent. That's really it.
Okay.
Also, that's it for our comments.
All right. Thank you very much to everyone who commented. Guess what? Next week we will be back with more hijinks, more fun. Again, keep listening to The River's Edge, www.riversedgepgh.com. Again, also, if you're at home and you've got one of those smart speakers, just say, hey, whatever your name is, Alexa, play the River's Edge station on TuneIn. And it'll happen because 2018, we're at the height of the world as we know it. My name's Mike Sasson. That is Alex Clemens. We'll be back next week. See you later. Bye.